Welcome to the EQ Video Tip. I'm your host, Eric Forsetter. As always, thank you for joining us for another terrific edition of this week's EQ Video Tip. Before we jump in, let's review the goals of EQ Video Tip. What's on tap for today? We have a great article from Peter Cohen who talks about words that can get results. And it's so important to choose your words properly as a leader. Certain words will get you more results. They'll drive people to take action as opposed to sitting back and saying, I'm ambivalent about what that leader just told me to do. There's several words that Peter actually picks out for us and that he picks based on a book called Magic Words that was written by a Wharton professor named Jonah Berger. Let's go into some of these words, see how we can use them to make ourselves more effective. Tip number 1, don't like, instead recommend. What do we mean by this? Well, people who actually recommend something to someone else, it actually increases the chances of that person actually taking action upon it. So it increases it by 32%. In fact, if you want to make a request even more powerful, you can say, well, I recommend this book, and then follow it by a reason. Like, I recommend this book because it increased my knowledge of whatever it might be. In doing that, it actually increases your chances by over 50% of the person taking action. So instead of liking something, recommend it. Tip number 2, assign roles. And it's important that people in leadership roles, they view themselves as making the world a better place. And to that end, they need to assign roles to different people. As opposed to asking someone for help, ask them to be a helper. And what could they do? What do they think they could take on in terms of projects to make the project even better or to make the ultimate goal successful? In doing so, you're urging them to help as opposed to asking them to help. Making the person in charge of their own destiny, making them think about that the role that you're giving them or you're assigning to them is actually something they have control of. So in the end, assign a role to someone to help boost your confidence, boost their confidence, and accomplish that task. Tip number 3, avoid canned responses. If you're in a leadership role, or you could even be answering phone calls for a call center, don't say something that's the canned response like customer service is our most important thing or we care about you as a customer. Instead, act on something. Don't give the canned response. Say something like, hey, I want to make sure that we're going to get you the product tomorrow. Or, hey, it's important to us that we understand your problem. And not only understand it, we're going to fix it. Here's what we're going to do. When you give a canned response like, we care about your satisfaction, it lessens the importance to that person. They feel like you're just giving me lip service or paying me lip service. So instead, avoid the canned response. Be specific as to what you're going to do and how you're going to do it and how you're going to help that person out. Our last tip, and we always love this kind of tip, ask for help and for more information. When someone comes to you with a problem or you have a problem that you're facing, to ask as a leader for help from the team or your staff or whoever it might be empowers the team. It gives you that sense of vulnerability, like, hey, I need help and I want you all to be bought into what we're trying to accomplish. But at the same time, it makes the person feel like their opinion is valuable. To make it even more valuable, once they give you an answer, ask for more information. Tell me more about that, or let me understand a little more about what you're trying to accomplish or what you think we can do by acting in that manner. In doing so, you empower that individual, you make them feel part of the team, you engender trust, and you're going to get the results that you're looking for. That's a wrap for this week's EQ Video Tip. Hopefully these words that Peter brought to us this week will help you in terms of driving to more results as well as getting your team to buy into what you're trying to accomplish overall. Remember, you can use these words with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers, with your customers, but make sure you're using them in an appropriate manner that makes it feel like everybody's buying in to the same goal. Hopefully this helps. So that concludes our EQ video tip for today. Try incorporating
some of these tips into your daily routine. But remember, use what works best for you and personalize it for yourself. Thank you always to our great research team for providing us with some great tips today. As always on EQ Video Tip, we want to end with gratitude. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Here are some resources that you can use if you want more information on EQ going forward. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.